The thing about Chelsea is life is never boring.
Hey chaps, welcome back to ProperChelsea.tv, your one-stop Chelsea news channel. I'm your host, as always, Logan Blue. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to start structuring it a little differently than past videos. Much like I'm doing in the match preview, I'm going to break down the match analysis into 4 parts. I figure that compartmentalizing my thoughts on the match will make it quicker, so we can kind of get to the nub of things, to the point, with a bit of alacrity. And also, I think it'll make it easier for me to cut some YouTube shorts from the longer form video, should I feel that I want to do that. Okay, so without further ado, let's break down what we're going to do. So moving forward for these match analysis, I'm going to have a match review. I'm going to have some talking points. I'm going to have some player performances, and then we're going to do some conclusions with some takeaways. Okay, match review, talking points, player performance, and takeaways. Right, so without further ado, let's just jump into the match review. Okay, so Chelsea away to Leicester. We end up winning 2-1. I said in the preview that I thought it would be a cakewalk, that we would win 3-0 and win comfortably. And in all honesty, given the amount of possession in the final third we had, given the amount of chances we had, we should have won this 3-0 at the bare minimum. 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Well, we really should have, had this game done and dusted by half time. Unfortunately, Chelsea, couldn't finish our dinner, as the saying goes, and it was a little bit like, oh my God, are we really going to do this again? Caused the Chelsea fans to have angst, and needless to say, it's never easy being a Chelsea fan, is it? But needless to say, it's exactly how it played out, because we ended up winning the match 2-1. Now, I don't think we were ever in any danger of losing the match, because I think Leicester are pants at the minute, and they've got a lot of injuries, to be fair to them. And yeah, they're just struggling. They're going to be in a relegation battle, as I said in the match preview. So we should beat them, given where we are, in our growth as a team. New manager, a lot of players betting in after a couple of seasons, etc. But yeah, I was just about to say Manchester City would have put 5 past them, today, but maybe not Manchester City of this weekend, but the Manchester City of the last couple of seasons, or the Liverpool of this season, would have literally put 5 at the minimum past a Leicester team that was playing so passively, especially in the first half, barring maybe the last 5-7 minutes of the match, of the half. We really should have, like I said, we should have had it done and dusted by the end of the first half. And then in the second half, we could have brought on some of the subs, some of the younger players, given them a bit of a run out to get some miles in their legs. But of course, we didn't. So, okay, yeah. So all in all, happy with the result, naturally, because it's 3 points and our away form is pretty darn good. But from a performance perspective, I felt that we were great up until that last decision in the final third, or that last shot, or whatever. I just think we're not as good going forward as we think we are. We always say, we're our goalkeeper's rubbish, right? And our defense is a bit shaky, especially if we try to play out from the back. But geez, going forward, we're like a force of nature. I don't know if we are. I think we're very good. I think we're a top 6 level team going forward. But I wouldn't say that we have an attack that terrorizes people, right? Not like, maybe Liverpool does this season, or City have in seasons past. So yeah, anyway, all in all, it's 3 points. It's yet another away win. So we take the win, and we think, okay, pretty solid performance, all things being equal, and we move on to the next match. Hopefully, we can put a run together anyway. All right, talking points. There are obviously many talking points. I just want to drill down into a couple. The first one is the foul on Palmer from Ndidi. Now, come on. If that's not a red card, what the hell is a red card, right? But you know where I think this didn't go from yellow to red in VAR's mind? Because Palmer didn't sell it when he was on the ground. Right? Now, yes, I 100% agree with you. It shouldn't be about that, right? You shouldn't be like all sort of, South American rolling all over the field like you've been shot by a sniper, right? But you need to sell the fact that it was a really bad foul. Palmer got very, very lucky. That could have put him out for like 3 months. That raking, foot off the ground challenge. That is a red card every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Right? But the fact that Palmer on the ground was kind of just throwing the, indeed he looks like, dude, what was that about? Right? As opposed to being really angry and really in pain. Right? So I think that's a bit of learning from him as a player, that sometimes you just got to milk it a bit to get the correct decision, not to get somebody sent off when they shouldn't be sent off. I'm not a fan of that, but 100% this was a red card. And the other one, which again was a yellow, which nobody seems to be talking about, was Samares on Felix. Right? This was largely forgotten because of the attacking phase of play went on to Madueke having a left foot shot, like across the goal, which was saved, right? And then the ref went back and gave a yellow card, but that was a red card all day long again. So Leicester should have been down to a bare minimum of 10 men, but in reality should have been down to 9 men, right? This Leicester team with 11 men can't come close to touching us. 10 men, 9 men, we would have put up a cricket score, right? So my major talking points are are those two things, which is poor officiating. When all things said and done, the ref was poor today and VAR were poor today. Okay, player performance. Who do we want to talk about? Right, the lineup, with Fofana at right back, I thought that worked excellently. So it's a well done Enzo again for making a tweak that actually worked. I thought, talking about Enzo, the other Enzo, I thought Enzo in the midfield was very good today. Caicedo was very good today. I thought they both, considering they only basically just got off a plane like a day and a bit before, after coming back from long flights from South America and playing 2 games, almost like 90 minutes each game. And it's like playing in South America. It's hot and often, it's at altitude sometimes. It's just, so it's hard yards. They need a few days rest. So the fact that they both played surprised me a lot. And had Lavia been, fit and not had a knock on international duty, I think he definitely would have started for one of them. But anyway, midfield was great. Up front, Jackson, I won't say he was terrorizing, but he was very good, and there's so much industry. That's what I always like about Jackson. Even when he was fluffing his lines, his industry is great. Okay, so he was great. Didn't really see much of Sancho when Sancho was on, I can't really comment too much about him. Palmer was not invisible. No, that's definitely unfair. He definitely wasn't invisible, but he wasn't. Again, he wasn't. He wasn't great. It's been over a month. I was saying this to a Spurs mate of mine just today, how it's ominous for the rest of the league that Chelsea are third. Right? And our best player, Palmer, has been pretty innocuous. I wouldn't say pants, because that's unfair to him. But since, for a month, over a month now, Palmer has just been like, right? Because he's been marked out of the game. And the Leicester guys were trying to just hack him all over the place. It's ridiculous. It was like, 1970s Millwall or something. Or Wimbledon, the crazy gang. So hence them, they should have been down to 10 men or 9 men, probably 9 men. But so the fact that we are third without Palmer playing brilliantly, right, or being a difference maker is very ominous for everybody else, because once Palmer works out how to play his natural game while being double tag team, or while being tag teamed by the opposition, right? I think he's going to, because he's got to learn that. That's a De Bruyne, Salah kind of, Zola, Hazard kind of. Okay, dude, you're supposedly one of the best players in the Premier League. Now you have to work out how to be that guy when everybody knows you're one of the best players in the Premier League. Last season, you were kind of like, whoa, who are you, right? You had all the space to do your magic in, right? You've got to make the space now, right? So anyway, but Palmer was okay, but certainly not great, right? I want to talk about Madueke because Madueke is pants, man, right? He does so much well to get into the correct position, but he always makes the wrong decision at the end of the move, right? He just, he couldn't score in a brothel on Free Friday, right? He flatters to deceive. He gets in the right positions. He makes a lot of these right positions by himself, and lo and behold, at the end he just fluffs his line. There was that one potential goal where it was a quick breakaway and Jackson down the inside left channel, and Jackson looks up, plays a beautiful ball with his wrong foot, right? His left foot, fantastic ball across in front of the defenders. And the volley comes to Madueke, who was in perfect position. That would have been maybe goal of the season, or, certainly, goal of the month, or a contender for goal of the season. And what does Madueke do? He can't get his body shape right, and the ball goes like 4 yards wide, right? A better player on the end of that buries it, right? That's Madueke. He flatters to deceive. We need to drop him. I'm sorry, we just need to drop him. We need Neto on one side, and we need to have probably Mudryk maybe on the left, or Sancho if he's back up to speed, after a month off. Okay, so they're the player performances. Now to the takeaways. The takeaways are, much as I mentioned, that it is ominous for the rest of the league that Chelsea are third without our best player having had a great game for over a month. All right, you have to go back to before Liverpool, before Palmer had a great game. Like literally, because teams are putting 2 men on him all the time, or somebody's man marking him. Easy for me to say, right? Because they're man marking him, he's kind of out of the game, and he's going deeper and deeper and deeper. And they're like, "Yeah, dude, you go way back there. You pick up the ball in front of your own penalty area. Great, we don't care. You can't hurt us back there, right?" Occasionally he can with a beautiful ball, for 50 yards, into Jackson's feet or something like that. But by and large, they love him down there, right? I believe we have to get him further upfield. Yeah. So So my takeaway is that we won the game. We were never in danger of losing the game. It was a game we should have won by 4, 5. It was a game that Leicester should have been down to 9 men, let alone 10 men, and we could have put up a cricket score if they had been down to 9 men. But at the end of the day, it's another away win, and our away form is brilliant. But what annoys me and annoys you as a fan, I am sure, is that, why do we have to go to these nail-biting finishes when we are so in control of the game? We do not know how to finish a game off. We need to get last season's Manchester City, or previous season's Manchester City, and smell blood in the water and just punish them. When we're in the ascendancy, we have to bury our chances, because if we go in at halftime 3-0, it's done and dusted, man. What are they going to do, right? They'll have to come out because they'd have to try and win, and we'd get another 3 goals, right? Because there's so much space at the back, because they're trying to get back in the game, right? Instead, we didn't, right? We ended up 1-0 at halftime. We get a second, which was a good header from Jackson, and then a nice little sort of following by Enzo. So, yeah, 2-0 up. It should have been, like I said, it should have been at least double that. But anyway, we're grateful for the win. We take the win, and we hope it's the start of a run because we've got some half decent matches ahead of us, and we should be able to. If we are the team we hope we are and think we may be, as in like a serious top four contender, not a top four pretender, then this is the sort of run that we need to rack up a whole bunch of wins on the spin, so that when it comes into the Christmas season and we start dropping points, which Chelsea seem to do all the time, every time the Christmas season comes around, at least recently, right? We have some wriggle room on the table because we've racked up a few points. So yeah, let's put some distance between us and fourth, right? I know we're third, but Arsenal are right on our heels in the same points. But let's put some distance between us and whoever's coming in fifth. So that way we can, just like I said, have some wriggle room moving forward for the Christmas season.
Okay, then, that's all the news that's fit to print, and quite a bit that isn't. As always, thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and God bless, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.